90% of employees at a major company were using AI every single day. And when researchers actually measured who was good at it, 5%. 5. That's the gap between using AI and being good at AI. And that's what we're going to break down today. Here's what's happening in most companies right now. Leaders look at their AI dashboards and they see prompts going up, usage going up, and they think, great, we're making progress. They're measuring the wrong thing. They're counting activity, not impact. A massive study just dropped. KPMG and the University of Texas analyzed 1.4 million AI prompts from 2,500 employees over 8 months. And what they found should change how you think about AI at work. I'm going to walk you through the 4 things that the best AI users do differently. And honestly, most of these aren't what you'd expect. Plus, I'll show you some simple signals that predict who's actually sophisticated with these tools and how they're easier to spot than you think. So let me give you the quick backstory. KPMG had already hit 90% AI adoption. Almost everyone was using the tools. But leaders had a problem. They couldn't tell who was actually getting value from AI and who was just prompting. Think about it like a gym membership. Everybody's swiping in, but how many people are actually getting stronger? That's a completely different question. So the researchers built a data set, every prompt, every response, every conversation across 8 months. They used AI to analyze the AI usage. Meta, I know. But it produced over 50 behavioral variables. And from that, they were able to define what sophisticated use actually looks like. And here's what gets interesting. Let's talk about what they found. Number 1, they're ambitious with AI. The best users don't just use AI anymore. They use it for harder things, longer initial prompts, more back and forth. They'd switch between different models depending on what they were working on. It's the difference between using a GPS to find the nearest gas station and using it to plan a cross-country road trip. Same tool, completely different levels of engagement. Number 2, they treat AI as a reasoning partner. This is a big one. Most people treat AI like a vending machine. You put in a prompt, you get an answer, and you're done. The best users, they push back on the first response. They give the model a role. They provide examples. They say, actually, think about this from a different angle. They iterate. The value isn't in the first answer. It compounds over the conversation. Number 3, they delegate complex tasks with clear objectives. Not write me an email. More like, here's a data set, here are my constraints, here's what success looks like. Give me 3 options with trade-offs. They're basically writing a brief for a smart junior colleague. That brief is what separates a mediocre output from a genuinely useful one. Number 4, they use AI broadly, not narrowly. Most employees use AI for one thing, usually writing. The sophisticated users, they're bouncing between ideation, analysis, technical guidance, problem solving. They see AI as a general thinking tool, not a fancy autocomplete. And here's the detail that I love. The researchers found that informal language, typos, even a conversational tone were actually markers of sophisticated use because those people were comfortable enough to just think out loud with the tool. They weren't performing, they were working. Now, here's the part that surprised the researchers, and it surprised me too. The most sophisticated users weren't the youngest employees. They were disproportionately above manager level. The conventional wisdom is that younger, more digitally native employees are naturally better with AI. And they might be more comfortable with it, but comfort and sophistication are not the same thing. The more experienced employees had something the junior ones didn't. They had domain expertise. They knew what to ask for because they knew what good output looked like in their field. They could evaluate what the model gave them because they had years of judgment to draw on. Actually, let me put it another way. Junior employees were more likely to use company AI tools for personal tasks. So raw usage numbers can be misleading. Someone prompting 50 times a day on personal stuff isn't outperforming someone running 3 deep strategic sessions. Okay, so you're a leader or a manager. What do you actually do with this? First, stop measuring frequency. It's a vanity metric for AI. Start looking at what people are actually using AI for and how they're interacting with it. Model switching, multi-turn conversations, diversity of use cases. Those are your real signals. Second, make sophisticated use visible. Create space for people to share how they're using AI in real work, not hypothetical demos, real problems, real prompts, real outcomes. Peer learning beats training every time. Third, coach reasoning, not prompting. The gap isn't prompting syntax. It's whether your people know how to frame a problem, guide a model's thinking, and critically evaluate what comes back. That's a judgment skill, and it's exactly where experienced managers should be coaching. The bottom line from this research is pretty clear. AI adoption isn't the hard part anymore. Shaping the habits around AI, that's the real work. And the good news, these behaviors are observable, teachable, and scalable. If this was useful, I'd love to know, what's the one AI behavior you're going to try changing this week? Drop it in the comments. And if you want to go deeper on how AI is changing the way organizations actually work, not the hype, the real operational shifts, check out this video next.